there.
What's up, newts and bats? Witch Doctor here. I'm going to talk to you about the game from the clip you just saw. I'm going to talk to you about the co-op horror game called Content Warning and tell you why I think you should play this game. Disclaimer before we start, I haven't dived too deeply into the game yet, and we had 3 runs due to a time constraint. Our first impression is mostly us fumbling trying to figure out how to play the game. This video is purely entertainment and casual criticism that I may have. Please be nice to everyone who just wants to talk about the game and its overall feel. Thank you. What is Content Warning? 4 players journey into what is known as the Old Oil attempt to film content to upload their SpookTube channel, while also avoiding various monsters, haunted relics, and artifacts. This is a game that I think some people brushed off for multiple reasons, and one of them is timing. This game was free on April Fools. While a game being free doesn't mean it's bad, depending on the initial image of the game, viewers could see Content Warning as a game that goes to crappy Steam game compilations or anything similar. Let me dive into my casual time playing this new piece. So on the surface area, my friends and I went this game with very low expectations. We thought a free game on April Fools was definitely going to be a wonky mess. When you enter the game, the initial coloring and brightness do not allude to anything remotely wrong. The movement initially made me feel like it was off and weird. Our first thought of the setup made us compare the game to Lethal Company. Travel to a different area to get what you need to complete the set goal. There wasn't much to see, and well, we didn't really try to look around too much. The character customization for the game is silly since you can make any text emote to put on your face. Of course, people immediately started making mushroom faces. We have very limited items and a bunch of emotes to buy. Maybe I missed some items, but I couldn't see too much. We are given the camera and some basic flashlights, and we have to dive down. Now to the underground area. So remember what I said about low expectations? I'm gonna have to ask y'all to ignore that. The descent to the search area was a whole different story. From bright and colorful to shades and dim light, the underground area of the game is horrifying. It looks like a wasteland, abandoned and left to rot. It's hard to see, and any sound makes you paranoid and turn at every little drop of a hat. When you make it to the main building, you realize you have to go deeper. More darkness and mechanical constructions are everywhere. Bones of different types can be found. It's harder to breathe with each passing moment. The only opposing color is the bright orange lasers blocking your path. When you finally let your guard down, boom, a monster appears. You record what is needed and run back to the entrance while trying not to get lost. You can rest easy when you get back to the surface, very aware that it's fleeting because another descent is imminent. This game is fun as shit. It actually makes me feel tense and not just make me wait for a jump scare. I feel perpetually anxious as we try to navigate a place that wants us dead. There's just a breath of fresh air as we just chill out and look over the videos ourselves to get a laugh, and we did laugh. A few mechanics about the game made the experience better, mostly receding around one item. So I stated earlier that movement felt off and weird. Well, I think that was done on purpose. You move oddly, but the movement plays an important key to the game. The timing for everything is important, like the camera. You need to get a good amount of footage within the allotted camera power. The best views are from finding bones, filming monsters, and your screams of fear. Makes sense, honestly, it's a SpookTube. There are maybe a few more, but we haven't figured that out quite yet. Back to the movement. It is very important for the camera because the camera views everything from the point of view of your character, not us. When we run, the camera matches the movement. It looks like a human running away with no care for the recording at the risk of their life. It also has a selfie mode to help make the recording a bit more favorable. My favorite thing about the camera is actually the fact that the game also creates content for you. Whatever your character records, it can be saved to your desktop. You can post it as is or give it a slight edit. I will warn though that it is in a WebM file, so be aware that some softwares do not support editing that. This is not a game to play with just 2 in my opinion. The more the merrier. Definitely better for funny and goofy moments that this game does guarantee. The monsters are scary and diverse. Each has its own level of fear-inducing panic. One monster you ran into pushes you away, doing damage. One is a walking hand mixer, but luckily we haven't figured out how quickly that kills you. One picks your character up and slams them into a wall, and another just throws grenades.
No, this is a different area, isn't it? What? What's behind us? Oh my! Oh my! Run! Run! Run!
I do not think we've seen all the monsters just yet, but my friends and I will see eventually. Well, I've talked about so many good things, but let me address some of my mild concerns. Mainly how limited the game feels. There is only one area right now that you access, and while it does change, sometimes the changes don't feel like much. I think the monsters are very aggressive, and while that isn't bad, I do notice they pop up a little early. Like you haven't gone too deep into the building before you get clotheslined by something ramming you like a football player. The game is definitely fun, but with so little choices or options or places to go, it might make the game lose hype pretty fast. We only descend to one area, like I said, but maybe we just haven't gotten far enough. There also aren't a lot of tools to me that would make the experience be able to extend. Yes, we get tools to heal, see better, even defend ourselves against monsters, but it doesn't seem like there's anything for the camera. No battery extension or anything, which forces us to make short form content. The oxygen doesn't go down too fast, but I feel like an upgrade for the oxygen may also work because the underground area is dark and the colors make finding where you used to be kind of hard. Oxygen doesn't have to be an easy to get upgrade either. Make us earn that shit. We don't play this for comfort, we're gamers. We're freaking masochists. We need views to make money. The monsters are cool, but I do wish we had a few more options getting friends out of the monster's grasp. I think there is goo and a stunner, but it seems the goo is mainly to keep the monster still for a better shot. If the monster grabs me and throws me, I don't think or know if goo will help. Not too many, or monsters will lose their fear factor. Or if you do add a lot more, add more monsters that make the game up the ante. Like a monster resistant to goo, or one resistant to stuns. It is hard to actually tell what makes you get views. From what my friends and I gathered, browser writing, Content Warning got a new update and add 2 new gadgets, an audio mic and sound gadget. I don't know what they do for sure. I'm pretty positive they help the audio in the game for better viewing content. Back to the video. My last idea, and this is just me personally, there are a lot of emotes with no aesthetics. If you want to make a real game based off of content creators, you need to have decorations that reflect that. Like maybe if you get this much money, you can buy a new car or upgrade your house, get a dog or cat maybe. Stuff that I think YouTubers would definitely waste to show off their fame, since this is a game about gaining fame on SpookTube. Overall, I give the game a 7.5 out of 10. I definitely see potential in the game, but right now I think it needs a lot more oomph to the gameplay. Again, this is just a casual review with no intention coming off like I know how to make games, or that the game is bad. Play it. I think you and your friends will love it. This just feels like a really good co-op game to me. I've definitely streamed this at some point, so watch for that. If you want a more in-depth YouTube video about the review of the game, go explore. I'm not a professional. I just talk about games like this. Now, until next time, nerds.